Not interested in hanging out with the other kids? Snacks not to your taste? Hot spring none of the above, huh? I heard you were the one who cleansed the abyssal power yesterday. I was hoping to keep it a secret for a few more days.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Come on.
Hey, where are you going?
Just going to get some air. You have fun. We'll be right back. Oh, and there are extra snacks in that box.
All right.
Mualani.
Yeah?
You've gotten so tall. You know that. Tell me, how are your parents?
They're away on business. Seriously, Ateo, what's going on? Traveler, did something happen?
I guess I wasn't visiting the hot springs because I was getting better. And that pylon yesterday, I didn't go face it by myself. It's because your friend saved my life in that cave. And because of that, I got to enjoy this celebration with you all. The hot springs. I'm just trying to enjoy them for as long as I have left.
Oh.
Mualani?
That better not happen again, whether I'm here to catch you or not. That's what you said back at the artificial
You want to know something? You've never been resurrected, so you might not understand. But Death and I lived with regret for a long time. But yesterday, I was finally able to let go of that regret. Not only because I found the strength to fight the abyss, even at the end of my life. Seeing you out there, it made me realize that I don't need to worry about. Even if I was never injured, old age would still take me one day. Just remember, whether in life or death.
I understand. Seems like you've given this a... I'll do everything in my power to protect our tribe, our nation, and live up to the example you set.
Good. Oh, and if any of you have the chance to meet with the Archon, could you give this to her for me? A talisman I've carried with me my whole life. It may seem strange. It's brought me good fortune in battle. Even after. Just tell her it embodies fond memories and my...
Don't worry. We'll make sure...
All right. That's all I wanted to say.
Traveler, Atea, Mualani!
Excuse me, what did I say about bathing in the hot springs on a full stomach? Hey, are you listening to me? Life is a journey in which there's no turning back.
Benny's Adventure Team, assemble! Or not. Let's go find some treasure.
Paimon feels like a whole new Paimon after those 2 days in the hot springs. Still, spending time here really has fun. The Kaholasaurs are so nice and so fun to... Oh, and Atea's snacks were so delicious. She gave Paimon yelling at some kids who got caught throwing stones in the hot springs, so not much.
Hey, you guys. Sleep well last night?
Yep, this area is so nice.
Glad you like it. I was thinking of taking you guys out to do some sea fishing. Later tonight, we can eat whatever we catch. Fresh fish is absolutely delicious right off the grill.
Hey, Mualani!
Yeah? What do you need?
The team sent out to fight in the Night Warden Wars.
And Kachina? Is she...
Kachina fell in. But don't worry, the team was victorious, so the rite of resurrection...
That's a relief. The Abyss is cunning, and it was her first time. Mistakes are...
Exactly. She deserves to hold her head up high.
All right, thanks for letting me know. Jeez, she sounded a little anxious there.
Mualani, you said the Abyss was cunning just now. Like, think about all those monsters that attacked your tribe. If there really was some sort of cunning play... not that Paimon wants them to be in any more danger.
Relax, I get it. At a glance, it certainly seems like the only goal is total destruction. The Abyss isn't a living entity after all, but through our long history of fighting the Abyss... 500 years ago, the Abyss invaded Tevat. That's right. Conria suffered greatly during that time. And Natlan was the worst affected of all. It took the combined efforts of the then Pyro Archon and heroes from every tribe to finally repel the Abyss. Even so, the effects of the invasion lingered for hundreds of years, only able to be reversed. Our tribe's waters were contaminated. The Children of Echo's territory was overrun by dangerous sludge. It was like each disaster was designed for a specific tribe. Exactly. We once thought that the Abyss's desire for destruction was a sort of... We now believe the Abyss has invaded the Night Kingdom, and has the capacity to...
And that's how it became so dangerous and cunning. Almost like it knows you inside and out.
Yes, and that's why we've been unable to fully eradicate it, even after... Luckily, the problems left behind by the Abyss have been successfully addressed by the very... Now every tribe is prospering and things are looking up. I mean, just look at what we managed to do a few days...
You must have had to sacrifice a lot to get to this point.
Every battle, every sacrifice is in pursuit of a future responsibility, duty, unavoidable burden. But I believe we will be rid of the Abyss one day. And the efforts of all who fought against... To think that my name could survive in ballads passed down to future generations, it's kind of romantic. Everyone has something that drives them forward, you know? We have to. Not only for ourselves, but for our... Anyway, let's head to the stadium. Our fishing trip can... The sea's not going anywhere. Of course. No one's gonna miss out on the chance to welcome our heroes back from battle. Kachina's gonna be so flustered. She's never had this many eyes on her before.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person who
Looks like I'm just in time.
Kanich, you're here!
Yeah, a commission ran longer than expected, but I made it. I heard about the incident with your tribe.
Yeah, it's all taken care of. Our new friend here's got some tricks up her sleeve, but...
Hey, look! Is it about to start?
That's right. Someone will come out and recite a eulogy. Come on, let's find a spot with a good view. Let's go somewhere higher up, so...
Warriors of Natlan! Here we are the inheritors of memory, those who grew alongside sun, those who forged our own destiny. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation!
I could not find Kachina within the Night Kingdom, or locate her ancient name.
What?
What is it?
Usually once the ode is complete, the Pyro Archon and resurrected person will emerge from the
What's going on? This has never happened before.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Clearly, the team sent to fight. Think about it. The ode rekindles all victors. We've witnessed it countless times. Since the Archon couldn't find Kachina in the Night Kingdom, that must mean there's more to this victory.
Hey! You just haven't gotten over the fact that Kachina beat you in the pilgrim...
Pathetic. The both of you.
Your wild guesses are misplaced. We completed our mission.
Maybe you did, but who's to say whether that little girl even contributed at all? Maybe... Why would the YUB recognize someone like her, even if she was on the winning team?
How dare you insult a hero of Natlan like that? Kachina sacrificed herself to repel the Abyss. She doesn't deserve to be subjected to your vile rumors when—
Calm down, Mualani. There's no point arguing with the like—
I can't just sit here and let them slander her like that.
To insult a hero of Natlan, the person actually has to be a hero.
You...
Think about it, everyone. Who do you think is really at fault here? A girl or the great Pyro Archon? Why would the rules of our nation suddenly...
That's true. If she wasn't revived, it must mean she failed to achieve Maybe the YUB interpret victory in different...
I mean, that girl didn't look all that strong to me.
Kachina wouldn't have run! That's not
No! She's been waiting for this, no matter how daunting the situation. No matter how scared she might feel. We don't even know what happened. So don't you dare try to use this as an excuse to venture in.
Fine. We'll find out what happens soon enough. Then...
That's enough. There is no doubt about today's victory, or Kachina's part in it. She is however. The failure of today's ceremony is undeniable. Kachina has not been rekindled. To prevent further casualties, I have decided to suspend the pilgrim.
What?
No one is all-knowing. No one is infallible. But doubt is a means by which we seek the truth. Not a weapon we wield against others.
I didn't mean it that way.
If there are things you wish to clarify, then ask me directly. Doubt my answer if you wish. But now...
No,
Even though I have said nothing to change your mind, then it would seem the truth never mattered to you at all.
That guy doesn't even have the courage to answer the Pyro Archon's question.
I have a question, Archon. My friend Kachina. Do you have any idea where she is? I know you said you were investigating the situation, but I'm sorry, that's not...
I've already shared everything I know. If you want to learn the truth and rescue your friend sooner. So, what?
Of course I'll join.
In that case, come see me.
We should join them.
Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, could you drop by as well? Rest assured, everyone, I'll keep the tribal chiefs informed on the progress. Once again, I apologize for the outcome of this ceremony.
Did she just...
I believe she did. Let's go.
The situation is urgent, so I'll get straight to the point. Kachina is undoubtedly... There's been unrest in the Night Kingdom, but I don't know what's causing it. Until we find and address the cause of the unrest, the Ode of...
And that means Kachina won't be able to come...
That's correct. Not until the problem with...
How long will that take?
It's hard to say.
Kachina always dreamed of fighting the Abyss. Of doing her... She wasn't afraid of death because she knew... If it came whenever we sat down together, exhausted from training, she would always hum the... She was supposed to come back to us. We were supposed to hug her and celebrate with her and share. We supported her every step of the way, but what are we supposed to do now? Sit peacefully and wait for her return? Lose ourselves in grief over her death?
That's not fair, Mualani.
It's all right. I understand your rage and your... Believe me, I want to bring her back as soon as possible. I would give you... But please, hear what I have to say so I can at least give you a broader picture. Considering the recent attack on your tribe, I believe the Abyss has found a new
You mean...
The Sacred Flame. The foundation of our resistance against the Abyss. If we continue to hold the pilgrimage and send teams to fight the Abyss, but if we stop altogether, the Sacred Flame will only grow weaker. The Abyss will scale up their attacks, and the tragedy we saw...
If we compare the two choices, the former seems to be the... Sorry, I know that may sound harsh, but I bear the name Malipo. Weighing the costs is my duty. The raw truth can be cruel. But we need to understand it if we want to...
But what would you say, Mualani? This is personal for you. And unlike Kanich, I dare say it's not a simple case of...
No. I can't choose between them, and I don't want to. Saying that one is...
You're saying it doesn't matter whether I...
Yes. What happened to Kachina breaks my heart. But I couldn't bring...
And that is the crux of the problem. It's not... Either way, there will be people who suffer. And the end result will be, once doubt has crept in, the people will no longer unite in battle against the Abyss. Their ultimate goal isn't to break the rules that make the Ode of Resurrection work. It's to prevent what happened to Kachina from happening to anyone else. We need to suspend the pilgrimage. Then, we have to find another way of strengthening the sacred flame to keep the Abyss at bay. I understand your anger, Mualani, but...
Wow. Paimon thought things were gonna get heated for a second, but the Pyro Archon...
I owe you an apology, Archon. I let myself get carried away earlier.
We could always hold the pilgrimage without sending a team to fight in the Night Warden Wars.
I've considered that, but the two events have nearly... Without the chance to fight the Abyss, pilgrimage rankings lose their prestige, and with fewer participants, the amount of contending fire produced will decrease.
So, essentially, the Abyss is taking Kachina hostage.
You've learned about the concept of ley lines during your travels, yes? Staying there for a short period of time shouldn't have an effect on the person. Your sense of self will be devoured, until eventually you become one. Imagine pouring a cup of water into a rushing river. You can try to scoop up another cup. I won't sugarcoat it. That is the danger Kachina is...
Just like you said, Archon. Both of these... You can focus all your efforts on dealing with the sacred flame.
The Abyss poses the same threat to you as it does to her. It is very possible you will not return.
Kachina's waiting for us to rescue her.
I failed to protect her during our campaign. But I can make it up.
Traveler? What do you think?
Understood. Then I'll support you in any way. The Masters of the Nightwind have a technique that can extract an ancient name from... If we can find Kachina's ancient name, I can use the link between them to pin... Then comes the hard part. You need to visit the Night Kingdom in person and...
But isn't the Night Kingdom a land of...
Under normal circumstances, only the consciousness can enter. But there is a way to go there in person. However, know that the Night Kingdom will attempt to repel you.
That's fine by me.
Same here. Fighting the Abyss is nothing new for me.
So, Paimon's the only one who's scared?
Citlali of the Masters of the Nightwind once created an artifact that can be used. It was originally used as a ceremonial artifact wielded by the tribal chiefs.
That was the artifact I delivered to the Scions of the Canopy a few days ago.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
Your thanks are unnecessary. I will offer you whatever aid I can, but besides, you're the ones helping me. I can only... Traveler, I certainly didn't expect our first conversation. I've heard all about your accomplishments. Ever since you arrived, I've been hoping to meet you and... Why? Is that not what happened in the other nations you visited?
Yeah, things were pretty complicated at the start. And, in the middle.
That's more like it. After all, I've heard you're someone, perhaps even more than you can imagine. But ideally, this would be the perfect night for a drink and some musical ambiance.
Oh, I almost forgot. Atea was wounded in the fight against the... It embodies fond memories and my strength of will.
I didn't think this day would come so soon. If things were different, the two of us could have enjoyed the hot springs together while But don't worry. This talisman means a great deal to me.
You said you didn't want to jeopardize the production of contending fire. But that's...
You're right. Even now, the production of contending fire, the gradual corrosion caused by the Abyss has resulted in a massive shortage of as things stand. The pilgrimage is a lost cause. Suspending it allows us to save our strength. The Abyss has brought catastrophe to Natlan. And Kachina's disappearance in the Night Kingdom...
We can't let the general public know that.
No. If the public learned that Natlan's destruction was close... But if I said nothing at all, they would have continued to question the integrity of Natlan's...
Another simple choice. The latter was clearly the...
I have never subscribed to the belief that the right choice is the one. Let's go. There's still a way for this...
You mean...
Yes. So until our heroes are ready, I will sacrifice my power.
But that can only last so long. I think we should focus on the remaining ancient name-bearers.
Don't let desperation cloud your judgment. Those chosen by the Wyab have already embarked on their destined path. All we can do.
Even so, for you to make this sacrifice...
If not me, then who? No, I possess great strength, but I'm not above my people. This is part of my duty.
Archon, it's the Fatui!
The Archon of Natlan. A force to be reckoned with. The secret of the ley lines is no secret to me. Long have they been destined for ruin. And since the oath made 5 centuries ago remains unfulfilled, what use is the Gnosis in your hands?
I don't know what you mean. But it sounds like this is about more than the Tsaritsa.
In times of crisis, someone must pick up the mantle of salvation. Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan. But before the dawn of a new age, the old must be destroyed.
I assume that's the end of your speech? Good. People like us. Let our blades do the talking! Masters of the Night Wind. Send word! The captain and his followers must be apprehended.
Are you alright, Archon?
He was a formidable opponent. Exactly what I would expect from the—
I never imagined someone could match you in combat. If the Tsaritsa sent him here, why would he bring up what happened?
Yeah. And how much does he know about—
The Harbingers are all driven by their own personal goals. The only purpose but I'm sure the captain has his own reasons for...
Whatever his motive, we should shift our focus to the Fatui. If they attack again, and we're not...
No. We're running out of time. The wound I inflicted should hold him back and weaken him for the time. Besides, I'm sure you noticed. The power that came to his rescue just now came from the Master.
In other words, there are traitors among us.
Not necessarily. This could prove to be a very When we exchanged final blows, I sensed an unusual presence within him. Kanich, go to the Masters of the Nightwind and look into who could have aided the captain. Speak to Lali. She should...
Of course. I'll head out right now. Do you...
Yes. Natlan's strength has never rested solely in its Archon. Together we foresaw the only path that leads to our nation's future. We must trust in that vision now.
Is everything okay, Archon?
Completely fine. Just lamenting the fact that I never got a picture when I could still turn my hair into flames. I just hope the others have a safe journey.
It feels like the Archon unleashed her power.
Should we go back and check what's going on?
Have faith in the Archon. She wouldn't lose in a one...
Once we find Kachina's ancient name, we'll head...
Okay, let's just keep climbing.
That's Waina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
Chaska.
Nice to see you again, Waina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it.
Whoa, hold on a second.
My friend Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to find...
Rescue her? From the Night...
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Going there, a mature warrior would... The nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic, but when that happens...
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Waina. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose foolishness any day.
I thought you might say that.
Is something wrong, Waina? Life isn't complete without taking risks. That's always been your mantra.
It's nothing. The Night, if you're that determined, far be it from me to stop you.
Thank you.
Huh. Seems like you two go way back. But aren't you from the...
Oh, Chaska's a peacekeeper, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call. Her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe, too.
Oh, you have a younger sister?
Yes. But let's get back to business.
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts. In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river. But the boat alone isn't enough. You need a fisherman.
We couldn't do that ourselves?
With a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have the strength and the talent. If you want to make sure this works, though.
Who?
Vichama, a legendary warrior and scout from... He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient name means to seek. If you're fishing for a name, you're gonna want him.
Vichama? What?
He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories about him. Where can we find him?
Ever since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at the scenery from the cliff tops.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Someone admiring the scenery. Hello there, are you Vichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back from... No, if you really think about it, anything...
Are you okay?
Everything's fine. I'll help you. After I help you find Kachina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friends as...
Your friend? Oh, why not mention someone named...
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all...
That's not a problem.
Yeah. Since you're helping us find Kachina's ancient name...
Then we're agreed. Can I have... I see. From what I can tell, it functions almost like an... Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood. So we...
Wow, you got all that just from looking at...
I just picked up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. I'll go find an open area and start setting things up.
We'll go right away. What?
First, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here carries them, so no need to...
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Kachina's ancient name? How does...
By creating something tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept in the Night Kingdom. Basically, I'm going to use the concept of a net to catch something equally intangible.
Oh, I see.
Right. I need two chunks of obsidian. Once we bring the ancient names into... Normally, you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes. But I heard there's a traveling merchant from that tribe around here somewhere.
Gotcha!
Alright, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want.
What do you think, Chaska?
There's no need. Lena spoke highly of...
I appreciate it. Even though that doesn't mean... Anyway... It'll take some time to set everything up, so no...
What an odd guy. He seemed so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Hang on, Kachina. Hello. Do you have any
hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes. How much for your whole...
Oh, the whole thing?
Deal.
Wait.
What, you want me to drive down the price?
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes are usually... All right.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to the trap...
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes. I've got a chunk.
Perfect. Is that the only one?
That might be tough.
Thank you so much.
Relax. Everything.
I know, it's just... I could tell Vichama feels the same way about... Kachina always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her.
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady.
Perfect! Thank you.
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here. Here you go. By the way, I heard you mention Vichama. How's he doing? Malco's been gone for...
Do you know what happened?
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night. But I don't know all the details. Malco was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single... 5 years ago, they both emerged triumphant in the... But on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on...
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with it. It's just... Malco and the others ended up facing hordes of abyssal monsters. Vichama went into a deep depression. Oh, you're not wrong. But I've tried convincing him to move forward. The Abyss has caused so much suffering. Anyway, that's the gist of it.
Did you get everything?
Yep, it's all here.
I've made all the necessary adjustments. As agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then you... Go ahead. After Malco fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out, if I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to advance. I've always blamed myself for what happened. But when you told me about Kachina, I realized...
But that happened several years ago, right? The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom eventually becomes one...
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malco and I promised each other. All right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized version of Kachina's ancient name. If you see any fragments scattered around the area, please collect... Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle. As I said, the stone will link the mortal realm to the Night Kingdom.
Look at that golden thing! It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer!
What's a little thunder when even lightning wouldn't dare strike our path?
Shine down!
Solidify!
Let's light it up!
Inazuma shines eternal! Ha!
Overruled!
How much longer, Vichama?
Not long! We're getting close!
Vichama!
Quick! Take it! I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malko. Just a little longer.
Something's not right. The power of the
The abyss is corroding his body. Vichama, you can't keep going.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there. Thank you.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the abyss is strong.
This power.
Hanging in there?
Malko. No, why can't...
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the...
I already tried, but the power of the abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like...
In that case, we have no choice. Get back!
Chaska, wait!
Ow! What happened just now? It looked like...
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion.
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed...
I thought I said to get back.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your...
Okay.
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malko's ancient name. Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very... And now... It's too late to save him.
Vichama...
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just...
Huh? What's that in your hands?
Huh? This is...
Hey, Malko.
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words.
Too bad. No, I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm a...
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died alone. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't... Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get... Vichama. I'm so glad you didn't come with... Don't be sad. Just... keep on living. For the both of us.
Was that?
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his voice, but... It also brings with it...
A deeper pain?
Malko was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory, for all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end. And...
Vichama!
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief when you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friends, but I also understood why you had to. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable. If I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malco to the front lines no matter what, even with an injured leg. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, there are critical junctures in life. And if you don't seize, that's something I had to learn in hindsight.
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined now. I promised I would find her, and I intend to keep that promise.
That's good to hear.
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler... Thanks to her, though, you were only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling... Just speaking from experience.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Oh, and apologize for destroying the Spirit Speaker Stone.
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like...
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Waina.
Honestly, it's just one thing. They're back.
Koichi?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know exactly. My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow Chaska.
I'll be just a moment.
Who was that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, she was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. That strength of will pushed her to survive, but it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted.
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the
I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually stop fighting?
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous, but you...
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night King.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't... Still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from. In the end, nobody wants to sit back and...
All right, it's just the two of us now.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should...
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back.
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
Again with the excuse. We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in... But a trip to the Night Kingdom? If that's not a level 4...
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in there with my head...
You bought off Uncle Waina, didn't you? He promised me he'd stop you from doing...
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he...
Oh, I knew it! So...
This is important. If you were in my shoes...
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics. If you're going to waltz into a dangerous situation where you could live...
All right, whatever. Anything...
What do you mean, anything else? Why do...
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then... You need to know something. What happened to Kachina was partially my fault.
But the person you become when you lose control...
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals. If I want to live in Natlan...
I've also told you that managing your
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here. If we keep...
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat to me. Ugh. Koichi! So, you're really going to go?
Then support me. I'll be back.
So, that's it.
You two.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but you...
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted. It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. If you're done with the spirits, according to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact.
If only Tone-Deaf Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy Light.
It might be in a few more pieces than you remember.
Huh? I see. Sounds like it was an urgent. Still, Citlale's going to be a nightmare to deal with. Now, stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay?
Thank you for complete. Add Astro.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient...
Well, it's fairly complicated.
The Fatui can't go anywhere without them.
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage?
That's why it has to be our little secret. No one else. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. With multiple factions closing in, there's nothing comforting about the situation we're facing. Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but...
There's no need to be so modest, Yan-san.
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your...
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track...
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's tower?
Good eye. This is...
Whoa. I've never seen this place before.
It looks like there are items from every tribe.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. And physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our... Now, I still have some prep... If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing...
Alright, we'll have a look. This is Atea's tower.
I'm sure you're familiar with this one already. Atea was... The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection? Do you feel like...
Yeah! If each item represents a different story, seems like... Does every item hold a special memory? Just like Atea's tower?
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient name. They demonstrate the true shape of...
The shape of...
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. But there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth.
At once? Fine?
Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience in each nation, which exactly, even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions, and eventually arrive at the future is the same way. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name. Fate.
That does kinda...
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect the future, while the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back to come up with such a set of rules. The first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the divine, namely a framework, through which by holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us. And when that person in addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of the...
So, it all comes down to the power of the divine... Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes. That's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous art...
Your sister is so cute! Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but it really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to...
A little late for that question, don't you?
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry!
It's all right. No matter what others may say, Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just... My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and he would sit on a... One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the Saurian... My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw... I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even at...
Wow.
Isn't that what being a family is all about? As the Archon, I made a vow to defend this nation.
Well, what happened after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must...
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. Anyway, that's enough about me. Now, place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin. Surely as the echoes of life resound, ancient name, take us to your fate.
Am I hallucinating?
Kachina! Are you okay?
Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I?
It's okay, Kachina. It's just us. We're trying to...
Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. I was waiting for the Y-Up to send me back, but then this really strong monster came. The Y-Up saved me, even though its power is weakening. So I've been hiding from the monster. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The Abyss is trying... All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in...
You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do...
I'm really... Still... I don't want you to put yourselves in danger.
All you need to do is place your trust. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind.
Yeah, we're so close, we can't... Be careful.
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion.
I know.
Alright, then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. That face you just made. Don't tell...
No, I just...
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people...
Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you...
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much... Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation...
That won't happen.
I hope not.
So we're underneath Natlan right now? It looks...
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization. Humans only established their own society after the...
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time. But with the recent increase in Abyss activity,
So what you're saying is... we're not in for...
No. It's going to be obstacle...
Why are you all laughing like that?
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in!
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
Then let's go. We won't let it...
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natlan's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
Ah, so basically no sugar, no soft drink. Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
There is no escape! Laid bare!
Oh, the place we need to go seems really high up.
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Stabilize!
Everybody stand back!
Order guide you!
There is no escape!
Gather!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
This is order!
Now you shall perish! Ha! Off we go! Let's light it up! Witness my rise!
is the final stretch. We just need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
This must be the entrance the Pyro are.
Yes. There's something in the...
We actually have... Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Hey! You don't have to drag Paimon! You're pulling too hard!
Looks like we made it. This is the night. It looks so diff. That overflow of energy is probably what trapped...
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world...
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground?
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there?
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance.
That's it? Right.
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate. And the...
Yeah, these floating black things don't look...
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! A talking ghost!
Calm down, I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right? Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malko. I was completely lost to this realm. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of... I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this...
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker Stone hadn't become... But we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe...
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were...
Whether in triumph or death, you...
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? She's being... I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form, so follow me. Be careful. This place...
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Ouch!
Quick, get back here! You can't go wandering off. Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way. Not good. More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
Solidify!
Oh, Paimon can't see anything!
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
Did you hear that?
What?
Never mind.
Don't scare Paimon like...
I heard it too.
What did it say?
Doesn't matter.
Paimon just heard it too! Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place!
We're here, Kachina! Oh, honey? Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these. Good idea. Let's go!
Stabilize!
Laid bare. I hear the children singing.
Solidify!
Torn to oblivion!
You're here! You're finally here! Thank you so much! That monster can appear from anywhere! The YUP's power helped keep me hidden, so... Had a girl. You did...
Should we start heading back then?
Actually, I have a request. I can't exactly put it into words, but... something...
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen...
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles, representing the... You can think of them like the body of each YUP. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, sir. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the YUP can extend their consciousness over the entire realm. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we could drive back the...
Still, we can't just leave the YUP to suffer. It's pretty...
I agree. We might... Getting rid of the monster might slow down the...
Kachina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache.
Maybe we really should leave.
No, I'm just up ahead. I'll lead the... Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you. But that's because we want to help. You don't have anything to prove either.
All right. The sooner we get this...
We've already come all this way. So we might...
Let's go. This way.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself?
It's all right. I may not be as strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not particularly fond of goodbyes. So go. Achieve your goal, and return to the world where you belong.
Thank you for everything.
You're a true hero.
Thank you. No one fights alone.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk.
I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Wyatt? I'm back! My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyatt, can you hear?
So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. Alright, get ready everyone! Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place!
Careful. We've got company.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me? He tried to get in my way.
You killed—
He would have dispersed with or without. You may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me. No. The power of the Abyss is intoxicating. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out that is the tragedy of your short lives. You ancient names, pride, friendship, all in the Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfish. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina—
Kachina! Give me your hand. Feel that?
Thanks, Moalani. Because I'm not—
You're right. Maybe, but you also couldn't be—
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down. The power lies not, but in our commitment.
Well said!
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than two of us to handle an enemy like this.
Sorry in advance, but you—
There aren't many in Natlan who can beat us.
From the
Carving waves!
to this world anew. Let the flames of redemption rage!
Right here!
Drilling down!
The inferno!
Let's ride!
Time for my coming!
Catching at the flames!
From on high!
Faster!
Surf's
up!
The fate of this world is already.
We won! We actually won!
That's what he gets for
Fantastic work, Kachina! Absolutely! This makes me so...
I'm happy too, Moalani. Together we really are unstoppable!
Huh? My ancient name is... glowing? But I thought it...
It's probably a projection from the real world. But that doesn't explain why...
Wait, does that...
That was a bold move, diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend. Still, seeing you pull it off. Everything you said was exactly right. It took years' worth of scars and lots. The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us. Only then will we have the power. Tupac,
a warrior from the people of the Springs.
I've heard that name before. You...
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have... Under the name Umoja, you shall unite...
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, its blaze will become one with even amid everlasting darkness. Our bonds remain eternal.
What's wrong? So many... So that's what happened.
What do you mean?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't... I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of Okay, that should be enough.
I hear your voice, Kachi.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say... I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon... I'll keep searching within myself for the answer.
You are already an outstanding
Huh?
You are all my most beloved children. It has always been... Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you. Focus on who you want to be. The story of your ancient name is for you. It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it is... Go now, my children. Save Matt.
I know we've never met before, Wyab, but I just wanted to thank you for encouraging Kachina.
Whoa! What's going on? An Earth?
We're out of time.
It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need...
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
Here!
Watch out for the falling rocks! Quick, through the middle! Come on, faster!
We'll never make it!
You've done well. Now come home.
But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she used...
She's still in the speaker's chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom.
So you're saying her conscience...
Every great display of power. You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archons...
I recommend getting a full checkup. Just...
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler? Right. You always seem to do pretty...
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in...
Right. The Wyatt mentioned something about the...
I'll let her explain everything. Where every move we make from here on out...
There's a lot less stuff here.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here... Take a seat, everybody. I'll All right, that should do it for now. But just to be... I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you.
She's always been special like that. She can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon...
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right. We might not see it. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things...
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total
Huh? No.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the hand. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster.
Mualani told us a little bit about...
500 years ago. All the nations of Teyvat, unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so the battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, even then, it took centuries of solving the disaster, and still... This is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been... The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that... Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 5... But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people know our civilization was dying, our faith, if we didn't bring the nation back together. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally...
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave... Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've... But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro...
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense! The Pyro Archon is supposed...
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been... A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount... But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can... A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to...
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss, although if the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to... The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of... Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wyab would select a hero. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of...
So that means...
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja. The same one held by the hero after your adventure in the Night Kingdom. I trust you've come to...
So in other words, you always knew who the Wyab were?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sideline. Currently, Shilonin of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyab, Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite...
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early, just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely... Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual. You're quite perceptive, aren't you?
Huh? Oh, right! Oh.
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to... After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much...
Fuel?
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant... Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited, but together, their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the... It was a rather crude approach, so...
But weren't they all precious treasures?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what,
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem, and then, it would only be a matter of time. Besides... When those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not mourn their loss.
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
There's no need. The people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. We simply, if you still have regrets, let them. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture.
Well, we'd still like to.
Well, of that, now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast, and we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be.
Still, now that I know.
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay. All right. You should have.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior one day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes, the Abyss, is a cunning enemy. My rage will never know absolution. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Even across time. We will all do our part to.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always Oh, seriously though, Dad?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone.
The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to...
Who will be the...
We are the inheritors of those who grew alongside those who forged our own destiny. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
Adventure time!
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck.
Hey, Koichi! You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came... It's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others.
Well, you two had a...
She didn't cause any trouble.
Yeah, she was super helpful.
That's good.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong.
So what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little... Anyway, I'm just glad you were...
But do you really have to go that...
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain. I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing? In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Woohoo!
Well done, Thank you, everyone!
I always knew you could do it! With so much potential at your...
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon...
I had no choice!
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead?
I wasn't, I swear! I just happened to find that bearer injured in the water. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I...
But the fact of the matter is that after you... I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of...
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden.
So, what about you?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up...
Serves you all.
Alright. There's no... Dear friends, firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for help. This traveler and her companion Paimon are some of the strongest people they've agreed to let me learn from them. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Ayan-san. They all helped the traveler, and they too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give another round.
Well said!
I'll drink to that.
How does it feel?
To be honest, it's a bit over. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion! Hey, please don't make...
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got...
How did you know?
You look like you've still got questions. Because... the thought of telling them, abandon your families and you could just as easily point out that everything in this... Imagine if I said, let's leave right now. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who...
I'm suddenly remembering that portrait in your room.
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, from what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with she played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe. Still, it was an impressive achievement. You feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up... This is a war. And there can be no war without loss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon. And the weight of their expectations is mine to bear.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way...
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still... And it's precisely because we humans cannot know. This is a pivotal moment. We are still... Well, 3, to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my... Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey...
Ancient names?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still... Take this as my... Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon is lost. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the...
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes.
I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness. As for you, I must confess, I did not
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. You don't have much time.
I'm beginning to see just how useful you heard something from here.
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Let's go find some treasure. Benny's adventure team, assemble! Oh, ow! Where did that come from? No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go! Oh, ow! Where did that come from?